Captured Russian soldiers are unhappy with the North Korean military who are participating in the Russian war against Ukraine. This is reported by RBC-Ukraine, citing sources in the defense forces. Thus, the prisoners told about the bold and reckless behavior of the Koreans. One of them noted that the DPRK soldiers are kept and trained separately from the Russian ones, and that the DPRK soldiers have little theory but a lot of practice, although the North Koreans have the same dugouts but located separately. The second time I saw them was already on the front line when they were fighting. There were many killed among them, many wounded and even more alive. They are impudent people. They can take a machine gun from an ordinary soldier, the Russian said. As the Russian noted, the DPRK military is thrown into battle first and Russian soldiers follow them. They say that they are headless, that they don't care where to go and what to go for. Crazy comrades. According to the occupier, there was an incident when the Koreans opened fire on the Russians during their advance to their positions. In another episode, a DPRK soldier shot his brothers in the legs. I know that they eat well. If they eat dry, cured sausage, then the most ridiculous thing we ate was buckwheat porridge. Yes, they are supplied with everything. They have all the ammunition, different weapons. Everyone has 12th Kalash rifles, machine guns, and we only have AK-47, said the prisoner. Another Russian said that he first encountered North Korean soldiers at the Postoyali Dvory training ground in the Kursk region. According to him, there were about 700 Koreans there. He confirmed the words of another occupier about the careless handling of weapons by the DPRK soldiers and added that one of the North Koreans at the training ground shot his compatriots in the legs, and in another case, a bullet flew into the instructor's stomach. The occupiers also complain about the language barrier and misunderstandings with the DPRK soldiers. Recall, DPRK troops have begun to take part in hostilities against Ukraine. However, Russia is trying to conceal the presence of North Korean soldiers by issuing them false documents, according to the Special Operations Forces of Ukraine. According to the military, the Special Operations Forces operators eliminated 3 more DPRK soldiers in the Kursk region, seized their documents, and have already established their real names. According to the decrypted data, the real names of the killed North Koreans are Ban Gukjin, Lee Dae-hyuk, and Cho Chul-ho. According to Russian documents, they are Kim Khan, Solat Albertovich, Dunk Jan Suropovich, and Belgic Aganak Kapulovic, the statement said. The military noted that these military ID cards lack all the stamps and photos. The names are given in the Russian manner and the place of birth is signed as the Republic of Tuva, the homeland of former Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu. However, an even more important point that gives away the DPRK military is their signature. The most interesting thing is the signatures of their owners. They are made in Korean, which indicates the real origin of these soldiers, the military wrote. The SOF added that this case once again confirms that Russia is resorting to any methods to hide its losses on the battlefield, as well as to conceal the presence of foreign troops. Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov has provoked a new scandal. He made the Kremlin and the Z community nervous by mentioning 2 fighters for the independence of the Caucasus, Sheikh Mansour and Beisangor Benoyevsky. Dialogue media outlet looked into the details. Recently, Kadyrov published a post on his official Telegram channel in which he promised to pay 500,000 rubles to families who name their newborns in honor of the Chechen heroes Mansour and Benoyevsky. A huge scandal erupted on Z channels about this, since both of these figures were famous for their fight for the independence of the Caucasus from Moscow. Ultra-patriots considered this a hint at Chechnya's plans to separate from Russia. Apparently, the post also caused alarm in the Kremlin. Sheikh Mansour and Beisangor Benoyevsky are 2 iconic figures in the history of the Caucasus who left a deep mark on the struggle of the Highlanders for their independence from the Russian Empire. Sheikh Mansour was a religious and political leader who united many Caucasian peoples in the fight against Russian expansion. He sought to create a unified Islamic state in the North Caucasus from free Russian rule. Sheikh Mansour's rebellion was the first major anti-colonialist movement in the Caucasus, As for Beisangor Benoyevsky, he was one of the most outstanding deputies of Imam Shamil, the leader of the Caucasian War. He was a talented commander, fought for the independence of the Caucasus from the Russian Empire. He participated in many battles and proved himself to be a skilled strategist. Beisangor Benoyevsky played an important role in the Caucasian War. His troops inflicted significant losses on the Russian troops and inspired the Highlanders to fight. Earlier, media wrote that the Kremlin became frightened and quiet after Kadyrov's attack on the heads of the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the Investigative Committee. The motive for Kadyrov's attacks on the key security officials of dictator Putin, whom he appointed to these positions more than 10 years ago, was the high-profile case brought against the Chechen boy Muslim Merdiev. The latter, as is known, is accused of violating public order as well as group violence against citizens carried out by prior agreement. It is also known that the young Chechen recently turned to Kadyrov for protection